Hello and welcome to Realms Edge Gaming. In this episode we're going to be having a look at the 2020 festive season commemorative miniature. And wow, what a miniature it is. It looks absolutely fantastic. But first of all, let's take a look at how this might have kind of come to be, because I think there were one or two hints that were dropped by Games Workshop prior to the release of the model. So back on the 15th of May 2020, on the Warhammer community website, there was an article published which was called Mysteries of the Mortal Realms. And it was saying how there are lots of mysteries, unexplained phenomena, strange events, odd characters, and more, even in Far Azir, and many of these have been noticed. So there was an article by the Azerheim Crier, and it follows the Star's reporter, Eckhart Tresker. And it kind of talks about some of the mysteries that they'd seen. So it said about something that Sigmar's not telling you in the mortal realms. And there were articles such as lizards seen on the bad moon, the realm gates, about Dracothian, is he real, where's Malarian? And one of the articles was actually, does Bugman's brewery exist? And it says, rumour has it that somewhere in the realms exists a mythical source of ale purer and tastier than anything found even in our own realm of heavens. The name Bugman echoes across the ages. Some claim the name is even older than the realms themselves. Duardin pilgrims across the realms assured me that Bugman appears to them in times of need, providing life-restoring brews as refreshing as mountain spring water and as sweet as ripe fruit. Then, only a few days ago, we had on the 1st of November, behold, the master of festivities. And it says just below here, and a legendary name is set to make a welcome return just in time to serve as this year's commemorative miniature for the 2020 festive season. Well, technically he's that very distant heir of Joseph Bugman, or so he claims, but we're not fussy. Anyway, get ready to welcome the Brewmaster General himself, Jakkob Bugmansson XI. And it goes on to explain about Bugman, how the name was a byword for dwarven ale of peerless quality. Barrels that bore the seal of the renewed brewmaster would change hands for inordinate amounts of coin. And here at the bottom here, we've got one of the old models that depicts Joseph Bugman there. You can see the letter B, the runic B on the tankard. So, we've got down here, like his ancestors before him, Jakkob Bugmansson XI has followed his ancient sire's noble calling as the foremost Duardin brewmaster, the brewmaster general no less. Though some decry the validity of Jakob's heritage, it's usually his rivals, who brew vastly inferior ale. So that was the old model for Joseph Bugman himself, but taking a look at the new one, the commemorative miniature, and wow, what a miniature it is. So it looks very similar to the kind of Caradron overlords, and I imagine this is who will be able to field within those armies. And you can see the insignia there of the many X's for the strength of the beer. We've got that brilliant tankard. The armour looks amazing as well, and on the back, the detail, you can almost see the ale there swilling around through that clear screen. I think that's been painted fantastically well by the heavy metal team. Hopefully we'll see a painting tutorial how to kind of mimic that effect, because that is absolutely phenomenal. We've also got two different heads that come with the miniature, so you can either have the masked helmeted head here, or you can go for the uncovered head there, where you can see his beard. I'm sure there'll be people that choose to either buy two of these kits. I must say I'm quite tempted, or those that will be able to magnetise it and then be able to interchange those. The article on Warhammer Community kind of goes into a bit more detail, saying that Jakkob Bugmansson travels hither and thither across the lands, bestowing a flagon of his wondrous ale upon those who are deserving of its liquid magnificence. Whether he's driven by benevolent desire or little more than glorified wanderlust, none can truly say. With a shoulder-mounted keg built into his armour, Jakkob will certainly have enough beer to last him a good while. Well, at least 5 minutes or so. He is a Duardin after all, so he could get carried away at any moment. The model's going to be available to pre-order from this Saturday. And I was wondering, are you going to be picking one up? What would be the purpose of it for you? Are you going to be just getting it as a painting project? Are you going to be adding it to an existing Caradhran Overlord's army? Or has it inspired you to actually start collecting one? I must admit, I picked up last year's miniature, which was the red gobbo, and I'm really tempted to get this one too, so I think I will be making a purchase. It's kind of made me more interested in the Caradhran Overlord's army as well, which is an army I'm not too familiar with at the moment, but I will definitely be checking some more of those out. What rules do you think the model will have? Do you think they're going to have some kind of restorative properties that the ale will be able to give your characters? I remember that the red gobbo had some rules last year, which was really, really characterful and in keeping with the lore. So hopefully we'll see some for the Caradhran Overlords, no less. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. If you could drop a like and subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing. And I'd love to hear what you think about the model. Thanks very much, and I'll see you soon.